Hey everyone, it's Kritika. Welcome back to my channel. So I am back to traveling, and these past few months you've been seeing a lot of travel vlogs on my channel again. And one thing I get asked a lot is how I edit my travel videos. And today I'm going to be showing you just that. So I'm going to walk you through the exact process of how I edit my travel vlogs, and I hope you find this video useful. So first things first, I'm assuming you know the basics of editing. So I personally edit my videos on Final Cut Pro. That's the software I've been using for the past, I think, 4 years. It's a paid software, but if you're just starting out, there are tons of free softwares available, so it doesn't matter which editing software you use. I feel like all of them can do more or less the same thing, at least the basics that you need for a travel vlog, so it doesn't matter which software you use. Pick whatever you're comfortable with and what you can afford and go with that. And I edit my videos on my laptop. This is the M1 MacBook Pro, which I got sometime last year, but before that I was using a 6-year-old MacBook Pro. So again, you don't need like the most latest laptop. Work with what you have. If you want to use Final Cut Pro or iMovie, that's only available on Apple, but of course you can use any other editing software as well on a Windows laptop or whatever laptop you have. And for the sake of this video, I'm assuming you know the basics of video editing. This is not a video editing tutorial. I'm just explaining the process of how I edit my travel vlogs. So having said that, let's get started. So editing, I feel, is one of the most important parts of making a travel vlog. So you've gone on your trip, filmed a bunch of shots, and you come back home and you just have like a ton of footage with you, and editing is where I feel like you put the story together and make sense of all your footage. So editing is a very creative process and honestly takes me a lot of time to edit my videos, but I really enjoy the process. So the first thing that I do is that after my trip, I organize all my footage. So I use a ton of different cameras. I have like a vlogging camera, I have a GoPro, sometimes I just shoot on my iPhone, I have a drone. So I organize all my footage into different folders just to make my life easier. So the first thing that I do is I create a new project on Final Cut Pro and import all my clips into my timeline. So a lot of people don't exactly follow this process. I don't know if what I do is the best way to be doing things, but I'm just going to talk about my experience. So I dump all my clips onto my timeline. So typically I have anywhere between 1 to sometimes even 4-5 hours of footage for one particular vlog, and I like editing my videos chronologically. At least when I'm sorting through my footage, I like to have everything in chronological order. I know a lot of other people also look at like sequence by sequence, so they don't really put all their clips onto the timeline, but anyway, this is what I do. So once I have all my clips on my timeline, the first thing I do is scrub through the footage just to get a feel of the video. So usually when I'm editing on the same day or the next day after a trip, the trip is still fresh in my memory, but right now I'm editing my vlogs from Europe, and I went to Europe like in November, December, so it's been over a month. So you kind of need to like refresh your memories of the place. So I feel like scrubbing through the footage gives you a sense of the vibe that you're going for this vlog. And I also use this time to do like a rough cut of my video. So what I do is I go through the footage, and whatever seems unnecessary or is not a clip I want to use, or if it's just unstable and shaky footage, I delete all of that. So this is sort of like a very surface level editing, but you get rid of all the unnecessary fluff and you're left with hopefully a shorter duration of clips, so it's easier to work with. After this is where you kind of have fun with editing and add your personality to it. So with my travel vlogs, what I typically like to go for is that I want the viewer to feel like they're traveling with me. That's the experience I want the viewer to have, and a lot of people comment and tell me they feel like they're traveling with me. So I guess to some extent I am able to do that. But the first thing that I do at this point is look for music. I feel like music is one of the most important parts of a video, and it can literally make or break your video. On YouTube, if you want to monetize your videos, which I do, I'm sure everyone does, you have to use copyright-free music. If you're using popular songs, your video is going to get copyrighted and you're not going to be able to monetize that and make money out of that video. So I mostly get all my music from this platform called Epidemic Sound. I've been using it for 4 years now. I think I got it in 2017. And because music ultimately determines how your video is going to turn out, I end up spending a considerable amount of time figuring out what music I want to use. So typically in one travel vlog, I end up using anywhere between 3 to 6 tracks. So the first real step of editing for me is actually finding the music, and then I edit the video depending on the music that I have. Like I mentioned, I use Epidemic Sound. They have a massive library of over 30,000 tracks, and they keep adding new tracks each week, so there's always new music to choose from. I've been using it for 4 years and I haven't gotten bored of it because there's constantly new music being added. So how it works is that you pay a monthly fee and you can use as many tracks and sound effects as you want, and whatever videos you upload in that month, they will remain copyright free for life even if you cancel your subscription. So let me show you what my process is to find music. So once I know the vibe I'm going for with my vlog, I open up Epidemic Sound and typically search based on moods to fit the mood that I'm going for that video. Sometimes I also look at playlists. I also have a playlist on Epidemic Sound, by the way. You can check it out. I'll leave a link in the description. So that's another great way to find a lot of new tracks. A lot of creators that I personally watch also have playlists. So sometimes I listen to their playlists and find tracks from there. So for example, if I'm editing a beach-related travel vlog, the kind of music I'd want is probably happy and upbeat. So maybe I will go into happy and look for music there. So over there also you can sort of search based on genres, beats per minute. So I feel like this whole process of finding music becomes so easy because they have so many filters. There are a couple of features on Epidemic Sound that I end up using a lot. The first one is the Find Similar button. So I have a few songs that I've used in my travel vlogs which I absolutely love. So I usually try not repeating the same music in my videos. I do sometimes, but I try to find new music each time, and if I know I like a particular song and I want a similar vibe for a new vlog, then I just go look for the song that I know that I like and hit the Find Similar button, and it throws up a lot of different tracks with a similar vibe, similar beats per minute and similar genre, and I think that is a great way to find new music. Typically when I'm editing like a travel series, for example when I was editing the Lakshadweep series, I wanted all the videos to have like a similar vibe in terms of the music, so I was using this feature a lot over there. Another feature that I love is that all the tracks are available to download in stems. So what it means is that you can download all the different instruments separately. So you can get different files for the drums, guitar, the vocals, all the different instruments. And typically where I use this is that if I'm using a song with vocals and I want to talk, I feel like the lyrics kind of become distracting if you want to use it as the background music. So for the part where I'm talking, I get rid of the vocals and keep the other music. I'm sure there are lots of other creative ways in which you can use this, but I end up using this feature a lot as well. So if you're a video creator or a YouTuber, I feel like Epidemic Sound is a must-have. They have a free trial, so if you want to try out Epidemic Sound, click the link in my description and get the free trial. You can cancel your subscription anytime and still have all your uploaded content cleared for life, so no copyright issues. So definitely try it out. But once I found my music, I begin the actual editing process. So how this typically works, to put it in very simple words, is that in a video, there's A-roll, which is where you're talking, and then there's B-roll, which is more of like the cinematic shots of the place. So I basically mix it up with A-roll and B-roll. So there's A-roll of me talking, then there's B-roll where I use music and transitions and effects and stuff, and then A-roll again, and then B-roll. So that's typically what I do, to put it in very simple words. So I start from the start of my timeline. So typically when I'm filming, I have like an intro for my video where I'm talking and explaining what's going to happen in the video. Then I take a lot of B-roll shots. So I have like a clip of me talking, then there are a bunch of different B-roll shots, and for the B-roll shots I try to edit to the beat of the music. So typically I listen to the music, and as the beats are changing I put markers on the track so I know where I need the clips to change, and that makes the editing process easier. So I basically mix it up with my A-roll and B-roll shots and edit the whole timeline. One thing I get asked a lot is how my audio is good. So these days I've started using a mic, but a lot of times I don't really use a mic, and one feature on Final Cut Pro, and I'm sure all other softwares have as well, is that you can actually go in and click on this button in the audio section called noise removal, and it doesn't do the best job, but it sort of gets rid of some of the background noise and gives you like crisper audio. So that's something you can do. Once I've gone through the whole timeline and followed this process, I essentially have like a structure to my video, and at this point is where I like to spice things up a bit and add transitions and effects and titles. So apart from the inbuilt options available on Final Cut Pro, I've also purchased a bunch of different transitions and effects and titles from places like Pixel Film Studios. You can find these for whatever software you're using, but I think this is a great way to like add some kind of personality to your video. And I also like adding titles. I like adding titles of like which place I'm at exactly, so location tags and stuff like that. So I go through the whole timeline again, and wherever possible I'm gonna add effects, titles and transitions. Once this is done, the video is essentially edited. I at this point add an intro. So a lot of people start with an intro for the video. I feel like on YouTube intros are super important because in the first 10 to 15 seconds you basically want to grab the attention of the audience and show them what they can expect in the video. So one easy way to add an intro is to just add like like a montage of clips, I do that a lot of times. Or if you have some really interesting moment from your travel vlog, you can add that as an intro, like a cold open intro, and that works really well. For example, in my skydiving video, my opening shot was me jumping off the plane because I thought that was a really nice shot. So people know what to expect later in the video. So at this point, when the video is done editing, I will think of what intro I want. Sometimes I also add voiceovers either in the intro or in the middle of the video, so that's something I do as well. So at this point, the structure of your video is completely done. So you've essentially edited your travel vlog. I also take it a step further and do a bit of color correction to my videos. So I try to keep my travel vlogs very like casual and raw, so I don't go very overboard with my color correction, but I do like to make things look a little nicer. So I have a few LUTs that I've downloaded, some that I've created, and within Final Cut Pro itself, there's the color correction section. I go into the hue and saturation tab. That's something I use a lot and basically play around with it until I'm happy with how the footage looks. A lot of times I feel like the camera dulls down the colors, so rather than thinking of this as making your videos look fake, I think I just color correct to make it match reality and how my experience was. So yeah, that's essentially the process I follow to edit my travel vlogs. It isn't as intimidating as it sounds. It can actually be a lot of fun. But I had a couple of tips I wanted to share for the editing process that have helped me. So firstly, it's super useful to learn keyboard shortcuts. I feel like that has saved me so much time. Like earlier, I would be using my trackpad a lot. Now I barely touch my trackpad. I have shortcuts for everything, and that has literally saved me so much time. So take the time to learn the shortcuts, set up shortcuts for yourself, and make use of them, because that can make your editing process much faster. Secondly, it helps to have a music library. So when I have free time, I just listen to music on Epidemic Sound and make a playlist of whatever songs I like based on mood and based on different things. So it just helps to have like these songs ready so that you're not actually wasting time when you're editing looking for music, because editing itself takes so much time. And lastly, when you're editing, I feel like you really need to go into a flow state to be able to edit, and it takes a lot of effort to get into that state. So I try to minimize my distractions as much as possible, because otherwise it just takes forever to edit. But once you're in that flow state, I feel like editing is so much fun, so much faster. So try to put your phone away and don't have too many distractions. So that's all for this video. That's basically how I edit my travel vlogs. I hope you found this video useful. If you have any questions for me, comment down below and I'll answer them for you. And I will see you guys next time in another video. Bye!